Hello everyone! Love exploring giant maze maps, but wish you could solve every problem by shooting enemies? You are in luck! Today we are counting down 15 awesome Metroidvania shooters packed with deep exploration and pure mayhem. Starting off at 15, Blast Brigade feels like playing through a Saturday morning cartoon with high-octane explosions. You control a squad of 4 eccentric secret agents trying to stop a mad scientist on a tropical island. The best part is swapping between agents on the fly, switching from a grenade launcher to a grappling hook to solve platforming puzzles and clear out goofy enemies. The writing is silly, the gunplay is snappy, and the bright comic book art style keeps things incredibly fun. It is pure low-stress run-and-gun bliss. Landing at 14, Guns of Fury takes the chaotic spray-and-pray combat of Metal Slug and drops it into a giant Metroidvania world. You play as a badass mercenary blasting through enemy military bases, hijacking mech suits, and unlocking heavy boss weapons to blow open new paths. The platforming is fast, the pixel explosions look amazing, and holding down the trigger until screen-filling bosses collapse into scrap metal is pure dopamine. If you miss classic 90s arcade shooters but want big map exploration, this retro blast is an absolute treat. Coming in at 13, the Night Witch mixes fast bullet hell shooting with magic deck building in a hand-drawn fantasy world. Instead of running on foot, your witch flies freely around the screen, dodging insane swarms of enemy projectiles while shooting back. You collect magic spell cards that let you summon giant swords or lightning bolts whenever your energy fills up. The gameplay is fast, challenging, and super satisfying, even if dodging 300 glowing bullets at the same time will make your brain sweat. It is a gorgeous flying power fantasy. Taking the 12th spot, Dewdrop Dynasty proves you don't need wings when you've got serious firepower. You control Poe, a wingless bee warrior blasting through a colorful, bug-filled world packed with quirky monsters and ancient ruins. The gameplay revolves around high-speed gun jumping, wall sliding, and unlocking mobility tools that make flying across the map an absolute blast. It pairs ridiculously cute pixel art with boss fights that will actually test your skills. It's silly, charming, and pure 2D Metroidvania bliss. Sliding into 11, Zexion is an 8-bit Metroidvania that pairs classic NES nostalgia with a brutally punishing difficulty curve. You control Natu, a brave space warrior exploring the hostile planet Cypher X-72 to secure a forbidden alien power. The game's combat stays crisp thanks to independent 8-directional aiming, letting you fire upward, backward, or diagonally while on the move. Packed with multi-phase bosses, hidden mobility gear, and grueling platforming, it will test your reflexes to the absolute limit. Landing at 10, the Mobius machine drops you onto a creepy alien planet packed with aggressive wildlife and rogue robots. This slick 2.5D Metroidvania lets you aim in full 360 degrees while platforming across massive industrial complexes and murky caves. As you uncover weapon blueprints and mobility suits, you get to backtrack and shred previously impossible obstacles. The controls feel super crisp, and the enemy variety keeps you on your toes. If you love isolating sci-fi exploration with a giant laser gun, this one hits all the right notes. Coming in at 9, The Mummy Demastered is famous for being 10 times better than the movie it was made for. Way Forward turned a Hollywood flop into a fantastic Metroidvania shooter. You play as an elite soldier hunting dark monster forces with assault rifles and flamethrowers. Here is the cheeky twist. When your soldier dies, they turn into a zombie mini-boss holding all your upgraded gear. That means your new recruit has to murder your previous corpse just to get your weapons back. It is clever, punchy, and super fun. Taking number 8, Frogmonster flips the Metroidvania genre on its head by turning it into a fast first-person shooter. You play as an armed frog blasting through weird magical forests and ancient temples, combining fast-paced arena gunplay with tongue action and magic spells. Moving through the world feels surprisingly smooth. The boss fights are wonderfully bizarre, and the goofy humor keeps things light even when the difficulty spikes. It is weird, unique, and proof that playing an FPS Metroidvania is awesome. Sliding into 7th, Rusted Moss relies on a physics-based grappling hook that will make you feel like a genius or make you scream. Set in a rusty wasteland where magic and technology collide, you use twin-stick shooting to vaporize monster mobs while swinging across giant pits. The momentum-based platforming requires real skill, turning simple navigation into a high-flying acrobatic puzzle. It is atmospheric, mechanically deep, and perfect if you want a shooter that heavily rewards master-level movement skills. Landing at 6, BioGun is a hilarious twin-stick Metroidvania shooter set entirely inside a dog's body. You play as Beck, a microscopic vaccine injected to save man's best friend from a fatal pet virus. You will blast through organs, chat with quirky cellular NPCs, and upgrade your viral weapons to purge toxic boss infections. The hand-drawn visuals are insanely cute, the dual-stick controls feel smooth as butter, and fighting to save a good dog gives every boss battle real heart. It is clever, colorful, and wildly entertaining. Coming in at 5, Minishoot Adventures combines classic top-down Metroidvania exploration with silky, smooth, twin-stick bullet hell shooting. You fly a cute little spaceship across a colorful world, unlocking blaster upgrades, dashing over chasms, and clearing dungeon rooms packed with glowing bullet patterns. The controls are so tight that weaving through screen-filling attacks feels like a fast, satisfying dance. It is super charming, polished to perfection, and hits that exact sweet spot between exploration and shooting. Sliding into 4th, Shadow Complex Remastered is the high-budget 2.5D military thriller that helped spark the modern Metroidvania revival long before the indie boom. You play an ordinary guy who accidentally stumbles upon a rogue paramilitary cult building a massive underground base. You start with a basic pistol and eventually upgrade into a walking tank equipped with jetpacks, missile launchers, and high-tech foam guns. Aiming into the background layers gives every shootout a slick cinematic feel. It is punchy, high-octane, and holds up as an absolute modern classic. Taking 3rd, Axiom Verge is a solo developer masterpiece that captures the eerie isolation of original Metroid while doing its own weird thing. After a lab accident, a scientist wakes up on a biomechanical alien world full of bizarre technology. The gameplay shines with unique guns, especially the glitch gun, which lets you corrupt enemy code to turn deadly hazards into safe platforms. Paired with a spooky synth soundtrack, it is a dark, mind-bending sci-fi ride that every retro shooter fan needs to experience. Our runner-up at 2, Cave Story Plus, is the legendary classic that basically kickstarted the entire modern indie game movement. You wake up as a silent robot named Quote on a floating island getting pulled into a tragic quest to save cute rabbit creatures. The weapon system on this game is pure genius. Picking up energy crystals levels up your guns, but taking damage degrades them right back down. With multiple endings, secret bosses, and iconic music, it is a timeless masterpiece that every gamer must play at least once. And taking our number 1 spot, Metroid Dread is the absolute peak of 2D shooter Metroidvanias. Samus Aran returns to hunt alien threats on planet ZDR while being hunted by terrifying, unkillable Emmy robots. The movement controls are ridiculously slick, letting you slide under attacks, parry monster strikes, and free-aim laser beams with total ease. The boss fights demand fast reflexes, rewarding good play with hyper-cool cinematic counters. It is tense, beautiful, and the undisputed king of the genre. That's all for today's list. Subscribe and like for more new exciting Metroidvania games. That's it, and see you next time.